Hello. So here's the issue that I'm having, like this, for example. I don't have a time and place to sit and do what I need to do for people. And I don't need to do it because we're going to continue to keep going along. But I don't want to ramble on too much before I say the simple little message that I have to say. It's Christmas morning, and I haven't put anything out for a while because I've been getting more involved in my personal life and doing my job and doing that kind of stuff. But basically, this video is what is my next step? What am I going to do now? And what are we going to do now, really, essentially? Like, we'll get to that eventually. So, I have so many videos and audio recordings and breathing exercises and body clenching, tensing exercises for your mind, and everything like that. And I have wisdom to share with people. And I know that sounds really big for anyone to say this day and age, but when you know, you know. And I don't want to go too far into that either. So, my next step is basically what I do every moment of every day. I'm totally in love. I know what God is. And I'm not saying who, because God isn't a who. God isn't a God is all things. And I'm not talking about a religious book God. I'm talking about what God is. Let's take the word God out and let's say source or universe and all this kind of stuff. This is important for us to know. It's not important for us to follow the news and watch all that stuff. I mean, I'm not going to downgrade it or talk bad about it. Your reality is what you want your reality to be. And I don't have to get too far into that. But my goal now is through all the things that I have to share. I would like other people to help me. I've reached out many times, and if I don't have it, then I'll put videos like this out because for now I have to live my life accordingly to what it's been up to now without making too much of a ripple. I don't want to be like, I understand it all. Listen to me. But in a way, I understand it. I don't want to say all because your life is your life and it's beautiful, whatever it is. If it's stressful, then you say so. You know, stress is sort of beautiful too because it's part of the experience. But anyway, my goal now is just to love you. And when I say you, I'm talking about the I that is the I within me, not just my body, and not just the concepts and ideas, not just the things around us, the material life, but like you, what we all are, like, and what I will explain to you. And in a way, it's sort of fun and funny that people would consider anyone who wants to talk to them and explain things to them as crazy because I'm not somebody who's just like, ooh, ghosts and goblins and all this kind of stuff. I mean, those are all things too because we've talked about them and learned about them. But it goes way deeper than that. And if people are ready to go deep, I'm ready to take them as deep as they've ever been. And I want to go deeper with them. And if not, then I'll keep going deeper by myself because it's exciting. It's so exciting to know that you know. And it's not that it's just make believe because everything that you have learned up to now has been something you've been made believe. And when you get that, you instantly awaken. Doesn't mean you're enlightened yet because there's a spiritual side to it. There's a huge energy, spiritual, vibrational, whatever we all call it, side to it. And my goal is to say it in words that nobody else has said it in because it goes deeper than those words. So I have to say it in a way that makes sense to everybody. So it's not just like, oh, here's some guy who is he? He used to be some rapper guy and then he was a part of a band and he's done all kinds of other weird, crazy stuff and he works all the time and he's got kids and we know these things of his details, so that's him. That's him. It's not me at all. In fact, that's the weirdest part is that's not me at all. And all those things that you think are not you at all either. Not the deep down you. Like not the person who needs to eat 3 meals a day and celebrate Christmas, and those are all ideas. And once you get that those are ideas, yes, you can follow them and enjoy them for what they are. But when you get that, those aren't big deals. You lose your job, you get another one. As long as you're breathing and living, you're here for the experience. And it's not just that simple. There's the deeper side to it. And that's my goal. My goal is to show you that I love you. And when I say you, I look out to the stars and I say you. I hold my hand over my heart and I say you. And I look at you and I say you. Because I love you. And no matter who you are out there, if you're somebody watching this or somebody who's not watching this, I love you in a way that nobody else has ever shown you. And I'm here for you, reaching out. But I'm not going to over apply myself to prove something to anybody, because that's not part of it either. An enlightened person doesn't go out of their way to prove anything to anybody. And they also don't go out of their way to bring people to them. So, and I don't want to go around saying I'm enlightened, because that's a big thing to say. But when you know you've been somewhere, when you know you were there, and you want to just bring other people there because you love them, not because you're delusional or whatever. Like it's beyond the veil, beyond everything that anyone's ever imagined. Like anyone. Not just because I couldn't fathom it. I haven't seen anybody, even quantum physics or science or any spiritual practice. I've been doing nothing but studying that for the last, as long as I can remember now. Honestly, it may only be a year and a half, or maybe 5-6 years or 10 years since I've been going into like self motivation and self improvement and all that kind of stuff. But it seems like eternity, because I've experienced that oneness. And you can get information downloads into your brain, and not to try to sound all scientific or geeky or nerdy or anything, because love them all. And nothing to put any of those names down. Those are just words that we use to explain things. But not to sound silly, but it's an instant download of real information that's going on in the world around us that we haven't been grasping onto, and it's right there for us to do. And it's pretty easy. And I have tons of ways to help people do it. And all I want is to have people interact with me to say, what is it? And not to be like, what is it? So I can prove you wrong. Because it's not about proof, and it's not about being better than anybody else. It's about helping people become better themselves. It's helping people improve themselves without, not to be what I want you to be. You'll see what I mean. It's an obvious thing. It's a no doubt fact that I can show anybody, no matter if they're like this big name person or the lowliest guy on the street corner. Like, they're all the same to me. Like, my kids mean this personal thing to me. My family means personal things to me. The people that I met mean a little bit more to me personally. But as a whole, I love them all the same, but so much they wouldn't understand it. And I can only receive them the way they receive me. I can't over push myself on anybody. And nobody can. And if you do, you're sort of pushing the boundary and usually pushing people away. And I don't want to do that. My arms are open. I want anyone to come here and give me a big hug. Anyway, I love you guys. And basically my job now is to show you I love you, and to help us understand who we are and become the best, to really evolve. And we can do that. So if anyone's interested, I'm right here. I'm not going to worry about editing this. I'm just going to put it out, because it's about being as real as you can be. Merry Christmas. I love you guys. Peace.